In this week's video, we're going to be talking about why I believe Ganondorf is the perfect villain for The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. A sequel to Nintendo's immensely popular The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is currently in development, and fans cannot be more excited to see where the series goes next. While some are desperately hoping to play as Zelda, this time around I'm not really on that side. Some fans are extremely excited to see a familiar face return: Ganondorf. In the brief E3 2019 teaser trailer, Nintendo unveiled a new Ganondorf, who was notably absent from the first game. Ganondorf is the perfect villain for the upcoming sequel for many reasons, which we're going to dive into in this video. Now, first things first, to first understand Ganon/Ganondorf's storyline, a quick kind of backstory/history needs to be made to introduce Ganondorf's ancestor, Demise. As we all know, Demise was the primary antagonist in The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. This flame-haired tyrant sought to take the power of the goddesses and transform the world into whatever he wished. Obviously, he was struck down by Link at the end of Skyward Sword, but not before using his dying breath to place a curse on Link and Zelda, condemning them and their ancestors to fight an eternal battle, thus linking the three characters by fate, even all the way up to the recent release of Breath of the Wild. Ganon has made an appearance in several of the games in the Legend of Zelda series, but Ganondorf has really only been seen a couple times. Now, if you're new to the series, which, welcome, this game is awesome, Ganon is the powerful beast that dwells inside the Gerudo Ganondorf, like the human form of Ganon. Easily put, Ganondorf is the Gerudo, Ganon is the beast, if that makes sense. Ganondorf first made an appearance in the beloved time-traveling adventure of Ocarina of Time, the best in the series in my opinion, where he sought to bring destruction to the Kingdom of Hyrule and rule over what was left. Now, after obtaining the Triforce of Power from the Temple of Time, Ganondorf harnessed the power of his bloodline of Demise to transform into the beast Ganon. Ganon appears in his demon pig-like form a lot throughout the series, further deepening the blood feud between Demise and the two heroes Zelda and Link. Ganondorf only made appearances in two other mainline titles in the series, Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. In the Wind Waker, the world was flooded as a result of Ganondorf's return. Link's only struggle is with Ganondorf, as Ganon never makes an appearance. Ganon, again, is the pig demon-like form. Now in Twilight Princess, Ganondorf orchestrates the takeover of the Twilight Realm using Zant, but ultimately Link discovers Ganondorf's plot. Link defeats Ganondorf, and then Ganon in his demonic form, but not before Ganon alludes to the continuing struggle of light and shadow, likely referring to the never-ending cycle of conflict between Link, Zelda, and Ganondorf. Now, in the Breath of the Wild sequel trailer, Link and Zelda traverse a creepy tunnel, cavern, whatever you want to call it, and discover the body of what can only be assumed is Ganondorf. Considering the body in the trailer sports the iconic red hair, the Gerudo jewelry, and the blight effect from the first game, it's a pretty safe assumption. Now, while there aren't too many shots of Ganondorf in the already short teaser trailer, there are enough clues that seem to hint that Ganondorf is coming back with an extreme vengeance in the sequel to Breath of the Wild 2, and to me this is awesome. It does seem though, however, that whatever sealing magic Zelda did at the end of Breath of the Wild obviously did not hold, and there is still the blighted plasma pouring from the mummified body beneath the temple. Perhaps that means Zelda only sealed the Calamity Ganon and not actually Ganondorf, but usually the body of Ganondorf is used in the transformation, so at the time of the making of this video, this is still pretty unclear. Calamity Ganon was the strongest Ganon the series has ever seen, even if some players can beat it extremely fast. It would be no surprise if Ganon found a way to break the seal placed on him by Zelda. Perhaps this is the route that the sequel is taking. The seal locked away the demon Ganon, but the body of Ganondorf still remains and must be destroyed to prevent the return of Calamity Ganon again. Now to me, it would certainly explain the slow trickling of plasma coming from the body, as well as why Zelda and Link were looking in this crypt tunnel in the first place. Clearly, the two were searching for something, and the amount of studying and research Zelda has been known to do, it would be no surprise if she discovered something lying dormant beneath the castle. After all, Ganon made its home here for 100 years, so there's bound to be some traces of that still lying around. Again, to me, Ganondorf just seems to be the perfect villain to focus on for the next Legend of Zelda game. Breath of the Wild focused on fighting the demon Ganon, so it's time to return to the source of it all and learn more about the past of Ganondorf. To me, there is a fantastic opportunity to learn more about Ganondorf and the Gerudo, especially if some fan favorite characters return in the sequel. Ganondorf's history has only been touched on a little bit, but this iteration of Ganondorf even less than most iterations. There was virtually no reference to Ganondorf in Breath of the Wild, at least that's from what I can remember, and it's unlikely that Ganondorf was simply just Ganon the whole time. Moreover, the Gerudo culture is vastly expanded on compared to previous installments in the series, so it would be interesting to see how the Gerudo would take to Ganondorf under Ryuju's rule, especially considering Calamity Ganon killed Urbosa. Now, if Nintendo wanted to move away from Ganondorf in the future, I think that the Breath of the Wild sequel would be the perfect opportunity to break this cycle of rebirth, if you will. It's clear that Ganon is getting stronger with every new iteration of Ganon, and it would make sense for Zelda to research and find a way to either seal Ganon away for good, or to find a way to break the curse on the three of them. I think it would be most interesting if they could find a way to turn Ganondorf to the good side perhaps, and allow Ganondorf to fight against his own corruption. I don't see that happening, but I think it would be pretty dope. There's plenty of fan art out there that people have done to envision what Ganondorf would look like if the current body was indeed restored. This can make room for new villains to appear in the sequel, and not just Ganondorf. I would personally like to see Zant return, but that's just me. Focusing on Ganondorf could be a great narrative avenue for Nintendo to take, and there's definitely a fanbase out there who really wants to learn more about the once Gerudo King. The Breath of the Wild sequel is unquestionably one of the most anticipated games coming to the Switch, even though there is literally no release window in sight. There's been a lot of rumors of the release date for Breath of the Wild 2, but I stand by what I said in one of my previous videos. I don't feel like this game will be coming out anytime soon. I do believe it'll be a 2021 release. But Nintendo just releasing a small teaser trailer at E3 2019 has set the fanbase ablaze by teasing the return of the series' most iconic villain, Ganondorf. I mean, who else could that have been in that trailer? While some want to see more variety in the series' villains, Ganondorf is actually the perfect villain for Breath of the Wild sequel, and it would be a great way to flesh out this mysterious and weirdly beloved character. So hey my fellow Zelda fans, if you enjoyed this video, check out the other Zelda videos on the channel. I'm sure you're going to enjoy those as well. There will be a couple playlists or videos that YouTube's recommending for you popping up on the screen here in a couple seconds. Until next time, continue to be the light in somebody's life, and I'll catch you guys over on another video.